got it covered up. Look inside there, you can see there's nothing in there.
All of them are demon possessed. They wouldn't have gotten that position if they weren't either knowingly or unknowingly demon possessed. And the higher they are, the more they know exactly what they're doing.
I'm going to sit down here with Jake, who's got his dog Bubba. Jake, who is homeless. Jake, you've found yourself some shelter here. Why are you outside during this entire hurricane?
Well, I chose not to go inside yesterday because the Salvation Army and Russian Wind's homeless shelter, where they were accepting people, were caught killing everybody that was in there.
I'm sorry. All right. Okay. All right. So clearly you're homeless, and there are some challenges that you face, sir. I'm just curious, what has it been like out here for you?
It's been a little miserable since about 12 o'clock last night. It wasn't too bad before then. About 12 o'clock, lightning, power went out in the neighborhood over here. And I'm actually a police officer.
Okay, sir. I'm curious, as you're here and you're trying to survive outdoors.
Hey guys, this is James LaFleur with the Impossible channel. Listen up, this is very serious. If this is real, folks, if this is true, if this could mean that they have FEMA camps or something else like the depopulation agenda is going on right now in Texas, and that's the weird feeling that a lot of people are getting right now from this storm. Because, well, first of all, it should have gone already, it should have passed, and it didn't, and it's been, I've been talking about it, and a lot of channels have been talking about it, that this storm is the flooding. Well, it seems that it's artificial, it's man-made. So, well, if this is all true, and Texas being one of those states where they are very much independent from the United States of America, they are a very different kind of government, I've heard. So they could be a threat to the New World Order. This being said, it would make sense that a police officer is now homeless and actually being led to FEMA camps. If you enjoy the video, please leave a like. Don't forget to comment below if you have any information. Send it over to thatimpossiblechannel@gmail.com, and I'll be waiting for you. See you guys.
I'm going to sit down here with Jake, who's got his dog Bubba. Jake, who is homeless. Jake, you've found yourself some shelter here. Why are you outside during this entire hurricane?
Well, I chose not to go inside yesterday because the Salvation Army and Russian Wind's homeless shelter, where they were accepting people, were caught killing everybody that was in there.
I'm sorry. All right. Okay. All right. So
were caught killing everybody that was in there.
I'm sorry. All right. Okay. All right. So
were caught killing everybody that was in there.
I'm sorry. All right. Okay. All right. So
where they were accepting people, were caught killing everybody that was in there.
I'm sorry. All right.
Okay. All right. Were caught killing everybody that was in there.
I'm sorry. All right. Okay. All right. So clearly you're homeless, and there are some challenges that you face, sir. I'm just curious. What has it been like out here for you?
It's been a little miserable since about 12 o'clock last night. It wasn't too bad before then. About 12 o'clock, lightning, power went out in the neighborhood over here. And I'm actually a police officer.
Okay, sir. I'm curious, as you're...
Yeah, everything closing. They closing all the Walmarts down. Look at that, man.
So as these people teach their kids what they've done in their life and teach them the power and the greed and all, the demons chase down that family line and they don't leave.
There's a back door into it. They taught me that. If you are going to have Operation Jade Helm throughout the Southwest, you seize a Walmart. You can order things such as M16 rounds. You can order an M16 through the Walmart program.
Look at all that. Ain't nothing in there. Just get it out. And they say it's nothing but plumbing, though. That's bullshit. There ain't no plumbing. Not gutting out no whole store. There ain't no plumbing.
The 13 families of the Illuminati pretty much hold on to the highest level demons, and you don't never see these people. And I believe there's people even above these people.
Basically, we got an underground roadway system here that runs all the way to Maine, to Washington, D.C., to Colorado. It's fully stocked.
Everything in this Walmart gone.
Everything is torn down.
Gutted. Just gutted.
So there was a concentration camp?
Yep. It's supposed to be coming soon. I think this whole part right here gonna be a concentration camp right here.
These people are just puppets for these people I'm talking about, the higher people. All their job is to destroy the mind of the youth of the country.
So they walk into a Walmart, fire 2,200 people in California. You're all laid off, go away, no unemployment, get out of here. Because the military then takes over their base.
It's called Fema camps.
What?
Fema camps.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that.
Nothing in there. Gone.
Through greed and making people lust after material things. And most of these people are knowingly doing demon channeling and have sold their souls to the devil.
The specific logistics program I was trained on in California is the same program they use at Walmart.
Billion. Now we're talking about 0.16 parts per million. In other words, the concentration is really, really high. That's what's incorrect at EC 9500A according to the EPA. Now here's from an interview with a BP cleanup worker, and this was on GRC Radio in South Carolina on September 30th, 2010. Aircraft spraying with no lights at night. The people on board thought the boat was on fire. We kept smelling burnt wire. We didn't realize it was the smell of arsenic. It's the chemicals that were being sprayed that left that smell. Our lungs filled up with fluid. Can't breathe. Terrible, terrible headaches, skin lesions. I want to live to see my granddaughter. People, we really need help. Now that's on YouTube. It's also on our site on World Vision Portal, and it's linked right there in this article. Go ahead and listen to this caller and hear it for yourselves. Now remember what she said. We kept smelling burnt wire and didn't realize it was the smell of arsenic. And then she gave the typical, which we'll find out, symptoms of arsenic poisoning. Our lungs fill up with fluid, can't breathe, terrible, terrible headaches, skin lesions. All right, now this falls along with what we call the Gulf Blue Flu all along, but these are specific things that happen with arsenic. And that has been the initial onset of exposure to Gulf Blue Flu, of which now really is Gulf Blue Plague. Arsenic trioxide is 500 times more toxic than pure arsenic, and its fumes have an odor somewhat resembling garlic. This and other similar arsenic compounds have also been reported to smell like shorted electrical wires or burnt wiring. Now remember what that lady said on the broadcast I just quoted? We kept smelling burnt wire. We didn't realize it was the smell of arsenic. Now actually arsenic of and by itself, pure arsenic, doesn't have a smell. But these arsenic compounds, when chemicals are added to arsenic is an element that's found in the earth. Okay, it's not something that's made in a lab. It's an element in the earth. And its abbreviation on the elemental table is A_s. So arsenic of and by itself, okay, it doesn't smell something like garlic or burnt wiring. However, let me read back again. Arsenic trioxide. Now this is a...
Hi guys, I'm driving along I-12 here in Louisiana. And you know that there's a hurricane that possibly will go up the coastline. Louisiana's been declared a state of emergency. And all I'm trying to show you is whenever you pass these death towers, these Nexrad Gwyn towers, these HARP towers, you can see the clouds, how they're acting like they're being ionized through electromagnetic, ultra-low frequencies, ultra-high frequencies. So, you know, it's funny how the state and the government are going to pretend like, here, we're going to help you, we're going to protect you, and the corporations. And they're the ones that are doing it. Problem, reaction, solution. So, no question in my mind, whenever you pass these cell towers, you'll see the different perturbations and vibrations of the clouds and how they're reacting alchemically to these death towers. I call them the lake of fire towers that the Bible talks about. So they're creating not only a lake of fire, but, and look at here, here's a cop up here. So whenever I turn my cell phone on, well, maybe that's not a cop, I don't know. No, it's not a cop. But look at the sun, right? And here's the crazy thing: the sun is hydrogen, which is water. And I know your scientists are not going to tell you this, but it's hydro, it's water, and so they're creating. And that's why everything's a lake of fire, right? Because the sky is air, you're air, and you're mostly water, right? So when the sky burns, you burn. You have a symbiotic relationship with everything on this planet. When the trees burn, you burn. When the insects die, you die. But you can clearly see how the sun is resonating the frequency of the human cavity resonance 7, which is the same thing as the elevated conscious human being. But the cell towers are putting out what I call dielectric energy, and it resonates in the 300 and 400 megahertz, and this is what's causing all the illnesses, because we're not supposed to. The human body cannot operate in ultra low frequencies, and I call it the God of the left, right? Because D is a symbol of 4, which is 400 megahertz basically, and G is a symbol of 7, which is the sun, the moon, and the earth, Gaia. So you're basically being thrown into hell, a pit of fire. This is exactly what's happening. This is a spiritual warfare. And absolutely nothing short of a spiritual warfare. I don't know what happened. My camera froze.